All right. What's up, guys? Welcome. For anyone who's watching this live, if you like this type of stuff, just make sure to comment, like, subscribe so I know to keep doing it. Glad you guys can make it. We're going to be going through a couple people's businesses. I'm going to go through as many as I can, but probably like we'll get two or three done. So glad you guys can make it. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I think, Harry, I saw you're already here. Do you want to start with you?
Yeah, if that's all right, it's midnight, so that'd be great.
Nice, bro. Let's go so we can get to bed. All right, let me find your sheet and then we'll dive right. Um,
Yeah, okay.
One second. I'm just pulling it up. Okay. I had it and then I must have passed it. So give me one second. I think it's right here. Okay. All right, cool. Here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen, guys, so you guys can see some of the stats. This is the stats of Harry's business. So he does online fitness coaching, sells it for 3,200 for 6 months, has 150 clients, revenues 60,000 a month, we'll say. He wants to get to 100. Let me just go down this real quick. He's got a couple coaches, runs ads. We have that sheet, so if we need to pull that up in a second, we can go to that. Okay, we got your website. We'll pull that up just in case. Okay. Okay, cost acquisition 315. Okay. Harry, where do you want to start? I mean, my first initial impression is like, if you're doing 60 and you want to do 100, you need to spend more on ads. So I'd look at your ad spend. Do you want to start somewhere else?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's what we spoke about last time.
Okay.
I have increased the ad spend this month. The only thing that I've found with it is whilst we're getting more followers, just the conversion and the actual reply rates aren't where we want them to be. So we're not getting as many guys on the calls. The actual number of book calls has kind of stayed the same, even though we've upped ad spend.
Okay. Well, so I'm trying, where's your like numbers? This is really confusing to me.
Uh, that's not the sheet for the follower ads.
Okay, well, what's the sheet? I think that's the link you had in here. This one.
I can drop the other one in the chat
Yeah,
if you want.
sure.
Actually, no, I think it's the second tab on that sheet on the bottom, real follower tracking. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. So followers per day. Okay, you're getting followers for like nothing. Well, what's the most up to date? Is this it?
Yeah, that's updated as of today, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so you spent $7,000. You got five, seven. Okay, so what's the issue? Is that's the only thing you're tracking? Cost per follow? Yeah. Okay, so all you're tracking is cost per follow. Um, what's that's less 30 days. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I don't like what's the issue in your mind?
So we're getting the followers for like around $1 to $2, like the KPI.
Yeah.
We've went from 4 to 5K ad spend last month to 7 this month, but we're still booking the same number of calls, even though we've increased the amount of followers we're getting. I've just noticed in the last month roughly that just the conversion from follower to the reply rates are lower and we're not getting these guys on calls.
Okay.
So I think the actual conversion is the problem right now.
Okay, so do you have any other stats, or is this all your ad stats? Do you have any stats on like cost per call, cost per acquisition? Do you have any of that or not?
Yeah, so CAC has ranged from around 350 to 500
Okay.
and it's gone up the last month just again because we're not getting as many guys as on calls.
What's the cost per call?
I don't have that number to hand. We're booking around 100 to 120 calls per month, so
Okay,
we can kind of work it out.
7,000 divided by, let's see, it's like 63 bucks a call. Okay, so you're spending 7 grand and you're making 55. Is that accurate?
The last month we actually made 70 to 75.
Okay, so I just think you need to spend more, bro. Like, so I think this was similar to what I said to you last time. The KPIs are there to help you because if the KPIs are way out of whack and you're like, hey, my ads are not converting, that is why you need to have them. But if you're getting leads for less than $1.50 and you're getting calls for less than 63 bucks and you're not converting, like, you're not going to get lower numbers really. So to me, it's just as you spend more, you're going to get more leads. As you get more leads, less of the leads are fit. So that's just
Mm.
normal as you scale a business. You scale a business and you're getting more leads. As more leads come in, less are fit because as you get more, like if you get 100 girls who go on a date with you versus 10, the chances that more girls will not be a fit is higher because there's more girls. If you came to me and said, "Hey, I'm spending $7,000 and making 75," like what would anyone tell you if they didn't know anything about business? They'd be like, "Oh, that's like a pretty good investment. Like, what are you doing?" I would
Hmm.
just spend more. Like, if your numbers are not perfect, but you're still making tons of profit and money, you have to ask yourself, like, what can I really fix? Can you get a lower cost per call? I don't think so. Can you get a lower cost per follower? I don't think so. Your CAC is only going up because they're not a fit, but like that's just part of scaling. So
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like if I don't, I mean, if you spend 10 grand and you make 100, like I don't think it really matters because like you're making money. So to me, it's like I feel like you're worrying about it unnecessarily because a typical ROI is a 4x.
Hmm.
You're getting I mean you're getting a freaking what 7x? Not you're getting more than that. You're getting like a 10x, a 12x. So I just don't think it's like something you should be worrying about. Like you're basically going like, hey, as we're spending more, my cost of acquisition is going up, but your cost per call is still low and your cost per follower is still low. So it could just be like it's just as you're spending more, you get more bad quality. It could be that it's Q4. That's pretty typical. Um,
Hmm.
but your KPIs are fine except CAC. So you could look at your sales percentage and like see, or you're looking at your closing team, or if you're the closer, you could be honest with yourself and see if you're closing worse. But in all reality, it's like the other thing is if I never try to make decisions off like a couple weeks of data because if I looked back at your last 3 months and your last 3 months have the same exact KPIs and then this month is a little off, it's like, so what? It because
Hmm.
ads go a little bit up and down. So, I mean, we can go over whatever you want, but to me, I just think you need to like spend more. Like it's just spend
Yeah.
more because you're making so much, dude. Like even if your numbers were like bad and like let's say all your numbers were bad but you were closing a lot of deals, I still would be like, yeah, I mean that's not typical, but you should do it. We had a client who was getting a typical offer, but they were spending $1,000 per call, but they had a $30,000 offer and they'd close one out of every three calls. So I was like, $3,000 to make 30,000, fuck it, spend it.
Yeah.
So with you, all your KPIs are good. You're just basically saying your CAC's going up. But I think like based on my experience with you, is you think like what's going to stop you from scaling is you think the numbers are going to stay the same. The cool part is actually your leading indicators, the followers and the cost per call is the same, but your CAC should go up as you spend more because less people are qualified. So you're getting more
Hmm.
people, but not as many are qualified. So but I really don't see an issue, to be quite honest. Like, no matter what you say, if someone's like, I spent seven and made 75, no one's going to feel bad for you. So
Yeah.
if you want to make
100%.
100, I think the only person in your way is you, which is, I think, similar to what we said last time. Because I think last time, from
Hmm.
what I remember, is you were saying like, oh, my reply rate's really low, but you were getting so many followers. I was like, that's why, because you're just getting so much more volume than people that instead of like a 30%, I think you were at 15%, but you were making
Yeah.
some money. I was like, it doesn't matter. It's like
Yeah.
it's irrelevant.
For sure. No, that makes sense. I think the other thing is as well is like when I scale these ads, like I know you spoke about kind of vertically and horizontally scaling them.
Yeah.
I start off at around 25 bucks a day on them, and I've scaled a few of them up to like now one of them I think is at 85 a day. As I've scaled them up, it's getting more and more expensive. It's the case of is it the case from your side that you think you just need to keep testing new reels that and just keep kind of putting spend behind different ones until you find winners and just keep kind of like
I
horizontally
don't I
scaling
don't
that way?
like I don't like to increase budgets because I'm always afraid I'm going to ruin it. What I would do is like if you have something that's working, you can duplicate it and you can raise that budget. So like if you had a $25 per day, you duplicate it, you could do $50 per day. And I would scale that way. I don't like the vertical scaling because it could mess it
Hmm.
up potentially. That's just my personal preference. I know other people will say different things. But yeah, I mean, as you're scaling ads, you're just constantly testing new ones. I mean, at scale, or if you like look at the top Facebook spenders, they're like, what's the common trait of the number one spenders? It's like they spend the most money. Like,
Hmm.
and they test the most ads, excuse me. And that made no sense. It's not that they just spend the most money, it's they test the most ads. Why? Well, if you test the most ads, you're going to be able to find more winners, right? So if I run 100 ads and you run five, like I got 95 more chances than you. So as you're scaling ads, that's kind of what gets a little mundane is like you're constantly having to change stuff. Like you probably know who John Madsen is. They're doing like
Hmm.
4 million a month. Dude, he says he has to, he's like he has ads that'll work and they only work for like 2 weeks and then he has to get a new one. So
Hmm.
it's just like you're constantly having to like reiterate. So for you, if you were trying to scale, what I would do is if something's working, you could duplicate it and change the audience or whatever if you want, or you could duplicate and just raise that initial budget. Well, once I set the budget, I usually just leave it alone because I'm just more afraid it's going to mess it up if it's working. Like if it's working, I'm like, I'd rather just leave it where it is and make sure that it keeps working versus risking raising the budget and messing it up. I just, and usually like when I've raised budgets vertically, right? So I go from like 20 bucks to 40 or whatever, it just usually doesn't last. So it seems like it just always like messes it up faster and it kind of seems like a wasted effort. That's just my personal preference. But again, you're making so much, dude. It's like you should just play around with stuff until you find like what works the best for you. You have such a cushion. It's like if
Hmm.
you spent like what if you spent 20 grand and made 75? It's like who cares? So you have such a
Hmm.
huge cushion to just like play around with it, mess with it, scale vertically, scale horizontally, you'll get your answer. I think you try to figure everything out before, and it's like you're making so much that gives you a cushion to mess around, and then you'll kind of see the truth just by testing. I think you're like a little too conservative. Like
Hmm.
it's good, it's why you're successful, but it's also holding you back from scaling because you're like super conservative. It's like I'd loosen up a little bit. Like you're making plenty of money. Test them vertically, test them horizontally, duplicate this, duplicate that, try this, try that, and then you're going to answer a lot of your questions just by doing it. Because I can tell you whatever I want, but once you do it, that's going to be the reality, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, dude, you're stopping yourself. Last time I spoke to you, it's the same thing. You're just like you're in your own way. You can make 100 grand next month if you want. Like if you spend 15 to 20 grand, there's no fucking way you wouldn't make it. Like even if things went to shit, there's no way. So it's like, are you, do you want to spend 15 to 20 and make 100? I don't know. Ask yourself that question. If you do, then do it. Like there's no way. I don't even think you have to spend 15. I mean, based off your numbers, you'll spend like 12, if that.
Hmm.
You'll hit it.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's what we spoke about last time. So yeah, it makes sense. I think the only other question I'd really have probably
Yep.
two questions. First one is there anything that you're noticing from like an outbound perspective, like when you get the followers through? Because I feel like everyone's just being bombarded with messages like, "Hey, what's your fitness goals right now?" Like, is there anything that you feel like is working more for the guys that you're working one to one with?
I mean, you can like the more personal you make it, the better, right?
Hmm.
But it's like how personal do you want to make it, and like how much time do you want your VA to spend on it? If I had a VA, what I would try to do is make it more personalized. So instead of saying like, "Hey, thanks for the follow. What's your fitness goals?" You would just be like, "Hey, love the Corvette you have in your profile picture. How's
Yeah,
that thing run?" Like you just say something a little because like even when you're doing a cold email is the exact same way. Like all the cold email trainings, if you go through them, they basically be like personalize the first message and then the rest of the email can be the same. So if I was
yeah,
sending you a cold email, I'd be like, hey Harry, love those like, beta blocker glasses or whatever those glasses you're wearing right now. It's like those are super cool, dude. Like how do those work? And then go into the email because it just comes off to them. It's like, okay, this person isn't just copying and pasting, right?
yeah.
So
We personalize the first one, like say something about the bio, where they're from, their latest post or something, and then we try to kind of transition into fitness. Then still haven't found that it's like getting the response that we want. But like you said, if we just get more through the door, it doesn't matter.
yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
like if you're testing, here's the thing, like, and you've been in business a minute now, so I think like you're smart. There's sometimes like I've worked with a lot of clients. There'll be some clients who come to me and they're doing everything they're supposed to be doing, and their numbers are not where they want to be. And I'm like, okay, but what else could you realistically do? So if you know that you've checked everything off the table and you've done everything you can do, I don't think you need to worry about it anymore. Because if you're like, yeah, we're doing personalized messages and we've done, hey, thanks for following me. What's your fitness goal? And both are not working. It's like, okay, what else are you going to do? You're going to send like a naked picture? Like you got to start just asking yourself. And so if that's the case and you're doing everything you can do, then it's like, okay, what else can I worry about? So for example, and then I'll turn back to you. The industry for me is like different now. There's lower trust, right? Because there's lower
Hmm.
trust, it's hard to get people to buy. Because it's hard to get people to buy, I have to think of different things. So like something I've been doing recently that I would never do in a million years before is when I travel, I do these like dinner meetups. It's 2 hours. Basically, they put down $100 deposit. They show up. I give them the $100 at the dinner. I do the dinner. Well, dude, I've closed like 200 racks, and I've probably spent like 5K. It's like the best ROI in my life. So I'm like, okay, like I don't really enjoy doing in person as much because it's like takes more of my time, but I'll fucking do it if it works. So
Hmm.
for you, it would just be if you're doing everything you can, then I start just looking more at like what strategically can you do different, right? So strategic shifts would be like 5 day challenge, in-person meetups, events, whatever. Like, but in terms of what you're currently doing, it's like I feel like you're doing everything you can. Your ROI is still super ridiculous. So I would just kind of like, it is what it is. You can keep trying to improve it, but what else can you really do? It's like if you're repersonalizing it and you're already sending the other message, to me, it's like anything above that would be kind of crazy or it'd be like maybe super unscalable. If you could figure out something with like an AI where like it could be like your voice and it sounded like you or something, you could test that. But like end of the day, if I don't even know if that's possible, but end of the day, once you're doing those things, it just is what it is. Like my team's really good, and the industry has changed, dude. It's just super different now. So, like, if we don't get as many responses, I'm just like, yeah, it's just different now. Like, we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. Most people are not doing that, so it would make sense why you're asking those questions. But I think you're like you're too rigid. Like you're the guy who's doing everything right, but you're always worried you're not doing everything right, which is why you're successful. But now you need to let loose a little bit more. You just need to like let loose. It's like you just need to ask yourself, like, am I doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing? Yes. Okay. Then it is what it is. Like move beyond it. Because end of the day, dude, if you came back to me and you're like, yeah, my numbers are like 3 times worse now. And I'm like, cool. What are you making? 200 grand. What do you spend 50? It's like, who gives a fuck? Like, who
Yeah.
cares? I'd rather spend 50 and make 200 and take home 150 than spend 7 and make 75 and take home 68. It's like, who cares? It's like that the guy's making more money, in my opinion, is winning. So
Hmm.
unless it gets to a point where you're making more money, but you're making less profit, which you're so far away from, like I think realistically, dude, it's like you could do 300 racks and spend 50K maybe. I mean, like you got so much potential based off your numbers. Like I just don't see how it like can't scale, at least to a
Hmm.
certain magnitude before you have run into issues.
Yeah, I think the one issue that I've seen is when we've been obviously getting more through the door in terms of followers.
Yeah.
That first week of increasing the outbounds, we hit a bit of a block. So I know you mentioned before, like some retargeting ads,
Yeah.
and obviously trust, as you've mentioned, you run them to obviously your school community, right?
I do it. I do that for school, but like you could just retarget the DMs,
Yeah.
right? Well,
What?
and to be honest, even the ones we run to school, we still do a DM. Like we put them in DMs and then we fire the link and they can go to school. But I mean, for what you're doing, because you're doing so much outbound, it would just be doing retargeting because any of the inbound followers you get that you guys miss sending a message to, you can just do retargeting DM ads.
Mhm. Do you think, like you do the school group, what from a fitness point of view, do you suggest school, or do you think
You
any
don't
kind
you
of
don't
lead
need you
magnet?
don't need a group unless you need to build trust. The reason I have to do so much stuff now is because trust is super low and people are more savvy. Like B2B business owners, they've bought courses, they've been screwed over, they've been, they're just less trusting. A fitness, I don't really think so. Like when I
Mhm.
was doing my fitness offer, I didn't even I mean, they barely had to do any curriculum. Nobody wants to do any curriculum. It's more B2B. So like, could you do it? Yeah. Is it necessary? If the answer is no, it's like, then why do it? It's just an extra step. The reason I push people into the school group is like, they're not buying, they're not booking calls. It's like, all right, hey, here's some curriculum, go through the curriculum. Like, we have to just work them way harder. Why am I doing this? Same reason, right? It's like, if I can get people on here, show them some expertise, maybe they'll trust us and buy something. It's not like I want to do this. Like I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like I don't mind doing it. But if I didn't have to do this and we could still make sales, like I probably wouldn't do it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's more work and effort. It's not like I'm against work and effort. It's just end of the day, it's like I want to be as efficient as possible.
Hmm. So you think some retarget ads to DM,
Yeah.
just kind of giving away like a lead magnet or like a case study or something, kind of like anything that
Yeah, I
shows a
mean,
bit of value?
or it could just be like, hey, if you're seeing this, you're following me on my page. Shoot me a DM if you want some help getting in shape. It can be whatever you want. You just need to test it, man.
Sure.
Like everything's working for you. I know like you think it's not because your CAC went up a little bit, but it's like everything's working. Like you're making tons of money. It's like you're fine. So when I can tell you like do this, do that, but end of the day, when you test it, the testing is going to tell you everything. And at the
Hmm.
highest levels of business, I can give you a suggestion, and there's very few things I'm going to be like, you must do this. Most things it's like it's good standard of practice. But like when you're doing retargeting DMs, yeah, try a lead magnet, try a straight call to actions, try a testimonial. Like it doesn't really matter. It's just like what's getting you the best bang for your buck. Usually when I do some type of retargeting, like I'm going to give them something like a opt in with a VSL, just because like I want to give them something to watch quickly and book a call.
Hmm.
But it's completely up to you. But that's what I would go with probably to start. It's like, hey, if you're seeing this, you're following me. If you want to see the three secrets to XYZ, click right here. I'll shoot it to you in your DM. And then they click the DM, fires a link. They can opt in, watch a VSL, book a call. Your team can also go in and DM them, and it's a win-win, right?
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. No, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, good seeing you, bro. All right, Samantha, let's dive in. So we got another fitness offer. You're at 8,700. You want to get to 30 and then 100. Okay. Let's go through your KPIs if we have any. Let me just get rid of Harry's stuff real quick. Okay, a lot of KPIs there, so we'll come back to that. Okay, got your website. Okay, so you don't have any team members yet, right?
I just have one that
Okay.
does all my client one-on-ones.
Okay. Any messengers like setters, anything like that?
That'd be me.
Okay, cool. So let's go through what type of ads are you running?
So I
Or are you
am
not
currently
running?
running.
These look pretty
No, I
old.
am. No,
Okay.
I am. But I've been kind of scratching my head on that. So,
Okay.
um, free. I'm doing lead ads to a free workshop.
Okay.
And then so I did that 2 weeks ago. I was able to make one sale, a little bit of profit from that. It's I wanted to test out doing an instant access. So basically, instead of the live, setting them to like replays. I'm doing that right now. Doesn't seem to be working. I also had another set of ads going this week to send people to my school community,
Okay.
which was actually through advertising my book. I'm getting my book for free when you join my community.
Okay.
Um, I shut that off because it just wasn't. I got a few, but it just really wasn't working.
Okay.
So
I just want to see this real quick. So here, just so I'm reading this, 3,300, you made 13,000. Here you did 2,500, you made 6,000. Is that correct? How I'm reading it?
yeah, those are all my book funnel
Okay. So
to work.
okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this. How do you get your clients before this? How do you get your clients? Like, so if you weren't
Yeah.
running ads, how did you get your clients? Was it just like they'd come to you? Would you post? Like, how would you get clients?
Mm-mm. I think one of my biggest downfalls is I've never done social media, like organic, I mean,
Okay. Okay.
posting. So I've always just been ads to workshop to application. Um,
Okay.
that's been my style for many years,
And
but
you've been running like where do you run your ads on predominantly?
Facebook and Instagram,
Okay, so they're both like okay, and they go straight to page.
straight to an opt-in page.
Okay, so let's go to your page real quick. What's it called? Calorie something? What is it?
Calories and confidence.
Calories and confidence. Okay, so yeah, let's just break this down. So right now your ads are you say you're making 17,000 a month, but your ad sheet
No, no, I was make that's 17 clients.
17K. What do you make in a month?
Right now I'm down,
Okay.
I'm dwindling. I've been
Yeah, so okay.
dwindling quickly.
Yeah. So your ads are like not that profitable. It's like you're getting
Mm-mm.
I mean like you're getting a 4X. It's not terrible.
So in
Um,
context, I mean, if you look at the dates, like
I-
that's back to May, and then there's a big gap there. So from June to November, I didn't have anything going on. I just had a life event going. So now I'm back into trying to get things going again, and that's where I'm really struggling, and that's kind of what led me here.
yeah, so you need something that's more consistent. So this right here looks off. Like this says ROAS. I don't really understand how you're coming up with these numbers because like this right here is a 3X. This right here is like 3.5. This one here is like 3.5. Like where's these numbers coming from? Right here.
Um, Yeah, so if you double can you double click on it? No, not just like
Yeah.
pick one of the like
Uh,
8.1 or something.
yeah.
So I did it off of my actual out of pocket versus the ad spend.
Out of pocket. I'm sorry, what do you mean by that? I'm sorry, out of pocket. What do you mean?
So I was selling a book, so I spent 852 to sell the book, but from the profit that I got back from that, my actual spend was $407 on that one. So I
Oh,
I
okay,
just kind of
okay.
did it in a funky
Yeah.
way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So let's back up. Okay. So your ROI is actually higher because like when you're looking at ad spend, you can't count like you can't count your whole team. I can't be like, oh, my payroll's 300 grand and I spent $100,000, so it really cost me 400. It's like, well, yeah, but that's not indicative of the ad spend. So your ad spend ROI is actually really good. Like this is crazy. This is crazy. This is pretty good. That's a 6x. This is like,
So the
yeah. So,
problem though is that that was in the beginning of the year,
uh-huh.
and now since November, like I said, I had a life event. I was out of business for I had to put business on pause for like 4 months. And so
Okay.
now, of November, I am just trying to get some momentum back.
Mhm.
And that's where I'm like, it's not the same. It
Okay.
seems to be. Granted, I'm not. So those were all book funnels. That was all sent into my book. I didn't really think that was. I thought it was way too much effort for what I was getting out of it. But so that's why right
Why
now I
why
was
would a
doing.
book funnel, hold on, why would a book funnel be too much effort? What do you have to do?
So I advertise the book. They come in for the book, and then I say, "Hey, join the free workshop that is like all about the book. It's like a master class on the
Okay.
book."
Okay.
And so, I would get, obviously the funnel goes down, some people into there, and then, I would be getting the amount of closes, three, two, three. And at the time, I was like, this is just, that didn't seem really good. But compared to now, and I'm looking back at that, I'm like, I would take that greatly right now. So at the time, I didn't think closing three people from that was good, or two people was good.
Okay. It's all based on ROAS. Like, so a 4x
Yeah,
ROAS is standard. Anything above that is doing really well. So like here, like what's the spend? Because it says 7.0, but I don't see
that'd be
any.
five. Yep. So that one, there's no. So that one is just my free. This is just my lead. So I spent $500 for a free workshop. So I wasn't selling anything, and then I made the 3K
Okay.
on that
So
one.
yeah, so I mean the numbers are fine. To me, like based on what I'm seeing is like you just need to be consistent. If you're not able to, you
Okay.
need to hire someone in your business. Like shutting a business down for 4 months is not a good move for what you're describing. Number two, it's Q4. Q4 is October, November, December, January. Ad costs rise during those periods because a lot of companies, big companies, dump ad spend. So because they dump ad spend, that makes your costs in the marketplace go higher. The way you can know that is you could go look at your cost per impression. So for example, if I go look at like I'll show you an example. Okay, so if I go like this, I'm like, okay, let me look back at September. Okay, and I go to CPMs right here, and let's
Hmm.
see if it's going to show me anything. Okay, so let's say I don't know if it's going to show me anything. See if I can reload this.
Yeah, mine were getting over 60.
Okay, so is that way higher?
Yeah, than what
Yeah,
anything
that's
that
why.
I've been used to.
That's why. Yeah, it's Q4. So like in my opinion, here's what you like. So there's a couple things. Like you're in Q4 and then you're like, wait, why is everything off? It's like because it's Q4. Like everything's way more expensive. The
Hmm.
other thing is like you're not really making enough money, in my opinion, to be running those types of ads. You can, they're working. Like, so if you want to do it, but if you're like, oh, they're really expensive and this and that, like most of the clients, like Harry, if you just saw Harry's just doing boosted posts and he's doing 75K a month. So boosted posts, just so you know, is like you take like we'll just go step by step. IG reel, right? Boost it. You're looking for 10 to 20 cent profile views. Okay. After that, you're getting $1 to $2 per follower. Okay, so let's say you spend $1,000, you get 500 followers, right? Like I take worst case scenario, so let's say you only get $2 a pop, 30% respond, so that would be 150. Okay, you get 10% book a call, so that would be 15, and then you close three, right? Like so, if you close three at like what's your price of your program?
Currently 17.94.
Okay,
I
so
was doing. Yeah.
let's just it's 1800. So if it's 1800, 36, 50, yeah, so 50, you make 5,400 bucks. So that's good. Like that will work, right? So there's a lot of stuff you can do. So number one is like, I would never shut your business down for 4 months. Like you should, I mean, I don't think you even have enough volume to shut it down. It's like in my opinion, it's like, again, I don't
Well, I
know.
didn't want to, trust me. Like,
Why
life,
did you?
it's life event, man.
You said
I
what?
had a life event. I have
Okay.
I just had a child and
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
postpartum just I had some issues I had to deal with first. So
100%. Okay. So, I mean, in an ideal world, like, I don't know what you all were going through, and maybe it was impossible, but ideal world is like always keep the business moving at least a little because basically when you shut it down for 4 months, then you come back, it's like the industry changes. So, I've been in this industry 8 years. What I use now, what works now does not work, did not work, or excuse me, what worked
yeah, no, I
then does
feel
not
you.
work. So,
I mean, that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. Is like I just got back into it. I was running basically my same playbook, and I'm like, holy crap! Like,
yeah.
I'm not
So,
getting anything. So
So number one is like don't do that in the future if you can avoid it.
yeah.
Number two is like the CPMs are higher right now. So what I would do is like try to change your strategy potentially. So like you could do boosted posts. Another thing that works, just so you know, like we'll have some clients who come in here and they'll do engagement for DMs, and then they'll do sales for DMs, and they'll do leads for DMs, and the leads gets $5 leads. This gets 20 and this gets 30. It's like it's the same fucking thing. So the
Hmm.
other thing you could do is try changing your campaign objective. I know that sounds dumb, but we've done that before. And the one that we usually get the best cost on is leads. So I don't know what you're using, but like let's say you're using sales and then you switch it to leads. Sometimes just doing that will drop the cost significantly. If your CPMs are up, like ultimately you have to get those down because if you're paying 3 times as much for someone to see your
Hmm.
shit, that's why you're having an issue. Like it's
Hmm.
really nothing else. It's like you're getting 3 times less eyeballs. So to me, it's like what can you
Hmm.
do that's going to get you more eyeballs? You could do boosted posts. You could try to change the campaign objective. I don't really think you'd have to do anything outside of that. If you do both of those and those don't work, I feel like you could come back to me and ask. But it's like if you haven't even done either of those, boosted posts, the reason a lot of clients do that is they're the cheapest. So like Harry, for example, he's like, yeah, I spent $7,000. I had 5,500 new followers. It's like, yeah, like that would make sense why you made 10 sales that month or whatever he made because he's getting so much volume. So really the issue you're having and what you've said is like I stopped and I came back and now the costs are like 3 times as much. Usually CPMs are $20. So if you're getting 3 times less views, for anyone who's watching, CPMs just means views per thousand impressions. So it's more expensive. So to me, it's like it needs to be a strategic shift. Like you either
Yeah.
need to change the campaign objective. That's what I would do first because that's the easiest. You're doing the same thing, but change the objective. If that doesn't work, then I would try boosted posts or um yeah, I don't think it'd be anything else because if the CPMs don't come down, it's not going to make a difference. If you do a 5 day challenge or a live event or whatever, but your CPMs are 60 bucks, it's too expensive. You got to
Hmm.
come down. So the way
So
you go ahead.
boosted posts. So for me, I mean, like I said, up to this point, I never really had to do any social media stuff, and I just basically would just run ads, do a workshop, make sales, and that worked
Yeah.
for a really long time.
Yeah.
So boosted posts, you have to be doing having posts there. So uh,
Not a
so
ton.
if I were to take that approach, I would really need to be cranking up my social media game in order for that to, or no.
I mean, as long as you have 9 posts, and then you could do
Okay.
like you could do 3 to 7 times a week a post, like one a day. It's not super hard. I mean, right now, you know that my reels are doing the best is I just go like this and I just talk for 2 to 3 minutes and I post it. I've had a couple of reels do like 200,000 views, 250,000 views. Takes me literally 3 minutes to make. The like once you're running boosted posts, you just need to have enough posts on your page that you look like a real person. Like just so you know, when I built my business, I went $0 to $1 million and I posted 0 times and I just had all my old posts up there. I didn't post at all. I just literally would run ads, people would come to my page, I DM everybody. That was the end of it. Like you don't have to be posting all the time. That's a myth. What you also said I want to point out to people is you're like, yeah, I used to do this and it doesn't work anymore. It's like that's exactly why people go out of business because business does
Yeah.
not stay the same forever. So
Yeah.
it's up to you. Like I always go easiest to hardest. So if I were you, the hardest thing would be to like it's not hardest, but it would take more work is like going to boosted posts because like you have to start doing outreach and all this stuff you haven't done before. So what I would do first is like, if like, what objective are you running on your ads? Do you know?
I was doing leads for my free workshop and sales for the
Okay, so
book.
like, what I would do first, if you can, like a few things is like, if you're doing sales, try leads. If you're doing leads, try engagement. Like as long as the setups are the same. The other thing you could do is you could try running it to DMs. So you could like the one benefit of running DM ads versus like boosted posts or something is they might just follow you on a boosted post. A DM ad, they're coming straight to you. So they're like, I'm interested. So that's another thing you could try is like if you have a conversation with people, it's usually going to convert. So in order, I would like try to change the objective, do straight to page, keep it straight to page. Next thing I would try is like try to go to DMs, and then the last one would be boosted posts because boosted posts will be the most work. It's going to be way more volume, but it's going to be a lot more work because you're going to have to sift through people. You could get a VA, like a VA usually does that for someone. So you could get an $8 per hour VA in like Trinidad, super cheap. They're pretty good, and then they can start the messages for you, and you just reply. But I do think you need to make a shift because like it's not even you need to make a shift. You got to get the CPMs to come down. So usually
Yeah.
when the CPMs are high, Q4, the other thing is your targeting can be too narrow. So you could open up the targeting. So if you're like targeting 1 million people, target 3 million people. The next thing you could do is um, like change kind of the strategy, right? So after you do those, it would be like go to a DM versus straight to page. Let's say if there's less people doing DM ads versus straight to page, it'll be cheaper. You could do boosted posts, right? Boosted posts are usually cheaper in general because it's like it's like a traffic objective, right? So those are a lot cheaper. The benefit is it's cheaper. The downside is it's like a lot more effort because you're going to get a lot more volume and you have to
Yep.
sift. But
Yep.
I think you're smart enough to do it. It's like you just need to make a strategic shift. Like you left, you came back. That was kind of a mistake, but you probably had to based on what you're saying. Now it's not working. Your CPMs are too high. So like in short, I just want to make sure you leave like it doesn't really matter what you do, but the CPMs must come down. So like boosted posts, it would definitely come down, for example. Or if you change the objective, it may or may not come down. I don't know, but I've seen that work in the past. But like if you get it to go from 60 to 30, it'll start working. It's just like right now it's 60. It's like it's too expensive for fitness because you don't charge enough. Like if you're charging 30 grand, it's fine, but for like $1,700, it's way too fucking expensive. It's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does that
Yeah. I
does
used to be
that help?
doing,
Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah. No, it is helpful. I mean, it's going to be difficult one way or another to kind of turn things
Just,
around. Yeah.
just go easiest to hardest. Like, so if I was coaching you, I'd be like, first thing, change the objective, see if that works. Doesn't work. Because that's like you test on 24 hours. Doesn't work. Okay. Next thing I would do is like try to do go to DMs. Just try it a little bit because like if they go to DMs and it's cheaper and you're able to have a conversation, yeah, it's not fun, but like you're only spending 2 grand a month. So like let's say if you're getting a lead for $10, like you only get like 200 leads. It's not like
Okay.
holy shit.
So I've never set up an ad to go to DMs. Like what kind of ad, what am I promoting in my ad that does that?
What do you mean? Sorry.
So if an ad is sending someone directly to my DMs,
Can promote the same thing. You're just like, click below, I'll send you the link. They click, it opens a DM, fires the link, and then you can go in and have a conversation with them too.
ah,
The benefit of a
so
DM is like they click the link and they book, great. If they don't, you can DM them. So it's like you can hit both ways.
okay, um, gotcha.
Does that answer your question though?
Yeah, well, because I mean, I'm only familiar with sending people to a workshop or sending people to my book. So if
Yeah,
I'm sending someone to,
you're overthinking it. Look, so like for example,
yeah,
this is a DM campaign. Okay, so they get the DM. Here's the ad. Okay, ready to run the ad that books calls. So this is just like an ugly picture my team has. They come down
mhm,
here. Okay, they click. It says, here's the ad when they open it. Click ChatGPT below, and I'll drop the ChatGPT ad system playbook. They click, they send them to this link. So what happens? They'll click on this link, hypothetically. Okay, it takes them to this page. They can opt in, and then guess what my setters do? They go in, they start messaging them. That's it. It's nothing different than what you're doing. The only difference is it's
gotcha,
getting put in a DM so you can message them, right?
gotcha.
I think it's worth a try. Like I'm
Yeah,
just saying, try to change your objective, keep it straight to page, then go to DMs. If that doesn't work, I'd go to boosted posts. Boosted posts will work for sure, but that's the most work. So to me, it's like what's easiest to hardest? It's like keep doing what you're doing, but change the objective. That's the easiest. Next easiest would be keep doing what you're doing, but go to DMs. The last thing would be boosted posts because boosted posts, if you spend, let's say you spend $2,000 and you get 1,000 followers, well, fuck, you got to sift through that shit, and that's a lot more work. Right now, you could get a VA, etc. But because just based on where you're at, is like I always coach clients like, what's the easiest shift for you to the hardest? I don't
Mhm.
want to be like, let's go to the hardest and then come back to the easiest. That makes no sense. Like start with the thing you can test. Like you can test those like within 3 days. So if it doesn't work
Sure.
within 3 days, then you're already on to the boosted post. But if you go to boosted post first and that gives you any type of trouble, and we skipped over this, it just doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah. Yep. So when you say, change the objective, is this creating a new campaign with a new objective and
Yeah.
setting it up that way?
So when I say objective, I
Okay.
just literally this.
I
So
mean, I know
like
what the objective is, but I meant like,
yeah, yeah,
well, I
just
guess you have to in order to, you can't change a current
yeah, no,
campaign.
yeah. So if it's
Yeah.
like sales, try leads. If it's
Yeah.
leads,
Got
try
it.
engagement.
Got it.
Like as long as it can still run. So if you're doing straight to page, I think straight to page you can only do leads and sales.
Yeah.
DMs you can do engagement, leads, and sales. So like for
Okay.
engagement, or excuse me, for DMs, that made no sense. For DMs, we get the cheapest cost with leads. Well, like I can run the same ads and audience for all three of these, but leads gives me the cheapest one. So that's why I'm just saying test that first because sometimes
Got
it,
it.
it doesn't make any sense why it would. You're like, what does it make a difference? But we've seen it work better. So for example, if your CPMs go from 60 to 20, it'll work again. Like all we have to do is get your
Okay.
CPMs to come down. CPMs are
Mhm.
up right now, technically because I think it's mostly Q4. Like all my clients across the board, their CPMs start to go up. So that's partially you can't control that, but it's like what can you control is like the things we've talked about, and that's what you need to focus on. Because it's like you can't be like, oh, it's
Okay.
Q4, like I'm not gonna run my business. It's like, you
Right.
can't do that.
Right. All right. So, all right, it's starting to come together. If I'm running ads straight to the DM, now, so help me out with this piece then. In the
Mhm.
DMs, because, with my previous process, I send people to a workshop, they interact with me in the workshop, and then they, apply. So if I'm going straight to a DM, where am I just trying to get them on a call from there then? Is that what you're
Yeah,
suggesting?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, like, I mean,
So I
if I'm
wouldn't be doing the work. I'd be skipping the workshop part. I'd basically going DM to call.
Yeah, I mean, like usually when you're running DMs, you're pushing to VSL, something where they can book a little quicker. If you're running a workshop, you could still try to skip it. Like if we're doing like if I'm doing a 5 day challenge on the first day of the challenge, I'll be like, hey, um, obviously we have 5 days of this, but for you guys who want to take action right now, you're going to take action. If you book a call today, I'm going to give you this. So you could do something similar where it's like you DM them. It's like, hey, I know you're here for the workshop. You can still register for that, but if you want help, I'm happy to discuss with you. If you book a call today, I can give you X, Y, Z, A, B, C. It could be a discount. It could be special training. It could be whatever. Like, or just don't run the fucking workshop and make it a VSL video and then try to push to a call. Like
Hmm.
it doesn't matter if they go to the workshop. Like what matters is we got to get the CPMs to come down. That's the biggest thing. So like all this other stuff is kind of irrelevant. It's like, oh my gosh, my
Okay.
CPMs are 3 times cheaper, but like it's kind of weird because I DM them and they go, you'll figure it out. It's not that big a deal what you run it to. It's more the fact we got to get the CPMs to come down.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Cool.
Well, this will be something that I've never done before. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's
yeah,
business stuff. That's business stuff, right? If you need help, you know where to find us. But like end of the day, like
yeah,
business is always evolving. The
yeah,
clients, the people I see go out of business. I mean, it's very common. People like will get to 100,000 a month. They do that. They're doing it for a few years. Industry changes. Their revenue starts going down. They don't want to shift because they got used to a cushy lifestyle, and then their business goes out of business. Like you
yeah.
got to
No,
constantly be evolving because business is always changing. So
I
I know
hear
you
you.
haven't done it before, but if you're doing a harder thing, like what I think you're doing is actually takes more effort and skill in marketing. The stuff I gave you is actually easier. So it's like you could definitely do it. It's like you just have to like be willing to do it.
Yeah. Yep. No, I mean, I hear you. Like when I was doing my old play, I was doing 20K consistently every month, and that was nice. And I could just kind of, turn on and turn off, repeat. And then obviously things changed, and here I am now. So yeah, I don't want to be that person who goes out of
Oh
business.
yeah,
So
you'll be okay. It's just like in the future, like try not to shut the business down.
yeah.
Um, your numbers are good, but now they're like higher. It's Q4 CPMs are high, so we just have to try to figure out how to get your CPMs to come down. Everything I gave you
Okay.
was around try to bring the CPMs down. If you bring the
Okay.
CPMs down, whatever you do is going to work. Meaning, if I'm getting $60 CPMs and you're getting 20, you're going to beat me because you're getting 3 times the volume for the same price. It's like, so if I get to talk to 60 girls and you talk to 20 like who's
Mhm.
gonna get more dates? It's like I could be way worse at like talking, but it's like because I have more volume than you, I'm gonna win. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like we just have to make it we just have to lower your CPMs. Once your CPMs come down, whatever brings your CPMs down, that's what I'd go with. Because as long
Okay.
as you get the volume, you're obviously skilled enough to sell and do those things. So instead of worrying so much about, am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? Like just go from easiest to hardest. And as soon as the CPMs come down, stick with that thing. What will work for sure is boosted posts. Boosted posts are super cheap. That's why a lot of clients start with that. You've kind of gone the opposite way. You're starting with the most expensive. What's the upside of straight to page and DMs? They come right to you. What's the downside? It's the most expensive. So
Mm-hmm.
if you do boosted posts, for example, you might be like, oh, I've never done it before, but guess what? Your volume is going to go through the roof, so it's going to work. As long as you're willing to like do the work, like you're skilled enough, I think, based on your numbers to like do it. It would just be like you actually doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, this was helpful. Thank
All
you.
right. Awesome. Yeah, you bet. Let's see. Who's next? Hey, Alexander, I can't. All right, what'd you put your type form in as? Did you do a type form?
I'm not sure.
Yo, if you're not sure, you didn't do it. So I'm gonna skip you. You wouldn't know if you did a form. Let me go to Spencer. Spencer, you did one, right?
That's correct, sir.
All right, dude. Awesome. Okay, let's go to you. Okay.
Dude, before we start, I just want to let you know I'm a huge fan of you. You've saved my life. You taught me sales. And I would be nothing without you, man. So I appreciate you so much, Tanner.
You bet, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Okay, so B2C coaching. When you say B2C coaching, okay, how to be a
Yes.
chef. Sorry, you put it right there. 3,200, 4,000. Let me pull up your Instagram real quick. I just want to see what that looks like. Bear with me, guys. Okay, there we go. So much volume again. Okay, so not tons of volume. Pay monthly. Okay, I don't have staff. Okay. Do IG ads for feed. Okay, for conversation. Okay, so you're pretty much kind of like at ground floor in terms of revenue. Okay, so I would say like walk me through this. How are you getting clients right now currently?
So it's just through Facebook ads. I run
Okay.
Facebook ads, DM ads. I was a setter. That's why I'm able to actually offer a setter program.
Okay.
I closed like 100K a month with DM closing and setting in 2019.
Okay.
So people asked me for help. So that's how I started the program.
Okay.
I was running static ads, but they kept dying after a week and a half. So I just changed to video ads. And my last Instagram account got banned. That's why I started a new one. That's why there's only like 184 followers.
Okay. So do you have any stats for your ads? Like I know you say you run ads, you don't have a sheet here. Do you know what your stats are? So it's like I spend this much, I get this many leads, I get this many calls. Do you know what those numbers are per chance?
So when it comes to that, when it pertains to that, it's kind of like up and down. So it depends on
Okay.
the actual creative. So
Okay.
sometimes I get a 7x return. I get leads for $6 per DM. Sometimes when I run a video ad, obviously they're more expensive. They're like $15 to $20 per DM.
Okay.
But I just started running video ads because you told me to do that in one of your videos. I know we haven't met formally
Okay.
one-on-one yet, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, the first thing I would coach you on is like, you got to have your numbers because ultimately
Okay.
that's how you're going to run your business. Like, if you come in and you say, like, let's say Samantha came in and Samantha was like, yeah, like she said everything she said, but she didn't have numbers. I'd be like, yeah, but I don't know if that's true because you don't have any numbers. It could just be emotion, right? A lot of people run a business off emotion. That's like a terrible way to run a business. So,
Mhm.
the first thing I'd want to look at is your numbers. So, let's say hey, I spent $1,000, I get 100 leads, I get 10 calls, I close one person. It's like, okay, now I have something to work with.
Okay.
Right now, you're basically just like, yeah, it kind of varies. I don't really know. And so that kind of puts me in a bad spot. You're only
Mhm.
doing 4,000 a month. So like how much do you spend on ads? Do you know?
Per month.
Yeah.
Typically, so like the month beforehand, because of the like in August, you taught me how to close. Like you haven't met me
Yeah.
one-on-one, but you
Yeah.
told me how to close. Hey, what most people do is this, what we do is this, blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care if you buy or not. My goal is to do this best for you, that whole
Yeah.
shebang. So I was able to pull 25,000 off current clients, like upselling in August. So I've hit 24, 25,000. In September, I pulled 12,000 from ads and I spent about 3,000.
Okay. And then what
And
about last month?
and I last month I had certain legal issues, so I with lawsuits and stuff
Nothing.
like that, so I wasn't able to
Okay.
go ahead and I spent a lot on the static ads, but I barely got any return last month. I don't
Okay.
think I
Where
only
where
made
did the
one
ads
sale last
go? Where did the ads go?
to DM to my profile.
Okay, so it's just like, is it a boosted post or is it like literally?
No, it's just, it was just, a static video, a static picture, or static image. Hey, I'm
Okay.
looking for 5 corporate workers who want to make an extra 60K a year without starting a business. DM me ready, and I'll send you the information.
Okay, so remember, we're looking for 4x on ads usually.
Mhm.
Okay, if you get
Okay.
more than 4x, you're doing great. So last, like you said in not October, the month before
September.
September, you got a 4x. The month before you
Yep.
had more. So if you're hitting that, like if someone comes to me and they're like, "Hey, I'm spending 3,000 and I'm making 12,000, what should I do?" I'm usually like, "Well, you should do more of it, right? It's working." Like in
Uh-huh.
my opinion, because like if I spend $1 to make four, that means if I spend 100 grand to make 400 grand, like no one's gonna
Right.
complain.
Right.
So like we just need to mostly talk about strategic stuff. So like one thing you could do, so like again, I already went over this, but I'll do it again. IG boosted posts, you could do that.
Mhm.
So like if you did a boosted post, you spent $1,000 and you're getting we're looking for $1 to $2 per follower. Okay. So let's just say you ran the same type of ad, but instead it was a boosted post. The only difference with the boosted post is when they click the ad, it goes to your profile. So that would all that means is like you're going to get people to come to your profile, but not everyone's going to follow you. So usually it's 10, let me do this, 10 to 20 cents, okay, per follower.
Mhm.
Okay. So 1 out of 10 of those people who come to your profile end up following you. Or excuse me, that's per profile view. That made no sense. Profile view, excuse me.
You're
So
good. Thank you.
let's say you get 10 people who view your profile, one of those usually becomes a follower, right? Or two of those become a follower. So like in this scenario, if you spent $1,000 and you had 500 followers, right? And then you message, you get 30% reply rate. Okay. So you get 150 and then you get 15 calls because that's 10%, right? Usually you're going for 10%, but calls, like
Mhm.
you close 3 deals, like what are your deals worth?
A 3,200.
Yeah, so like you're killing it, right? You'd be doing $9,600.
Mhm.
So like that's an this what I want to go over is just like strategic stuff. The other thing you're doing is the DM ads. Now, when you do DM ads, the only thing like I kind of wish you had is like if you're gonna do DM ads, like I'd have something to push them to. So like what you're doing right now is like add DM, combo, call. That's not bad, but like instead I'd like if you add DM, uh link combo, like you could still have a combo
Mhm.
and then a call,
Mhm.
right? So like that's what would be better because like for example, like let me show you my ad that I was showing you guys earlier. Let me show you how, let's see if I can open it real quick. The benefit is like you can hit them both ways, right? So if I go here, okay, let's go here. Okay, so if I go here and you see my ad and you click on it, I don't fucking know how to get this to work. What ends up happening though is like you'll get this link. So you can see down here, this is what they'll see in the DM. You'll get this in your DM and you can go to this link and opt in, but then my team can go in and message them. That's the benefit. So, like to me, based on what you're saying, it's like things seem to be working. You like you basically like, yeah, I made 25,000, made 12,000, and then last month I couldn't work. So it's like, okay, like it seems like it's working. To me, like this is not a bad ROI, but I think it could be better, especially because you're charging a good amount.
Mhm.
So what I would do is like test boosted posts versus DM ads. If you're going to keep doing DM ads, in my personal opinion, yes, it's working. But if you don't send them a link, you're kind of wasting your time. Because like, let's say you're asleep and they click the DM ad and then they just sit there till morning. It's not the end of the world, but like if you had something for them to watch, warm them up, they either book or at least they'd be warmer when you send them a message. I think doing nothing is kind of a mistake.
Mhm. Got it.
Based on what you're doing, though, that's like all I think you need to do because like you have something that's working. You just need to either optimize that or I would do boosted posts. Because in the beginning, just so you guys know, I usually push everyone to boosted posts. Why?
Mhm.
Boosted post gives you the most volume. So if I'm coaching you, I don't know what your skill level is. My job as a coach is to try to make you as likely to be successful as possible, right? So if I give you the most volume, like if it's like you're trying to pick girls up, I know I use this analogy too much, but if you're trying to pick girls up and I send you 100 girls and you're terrible and this other guy gets 10, it's like this guy has to be way better than you to get the same results. So if I can just give you more volume, that's usually going to make you more successful. So to me, when you and Samantha were talking about doing straight to page and DM ads and stuff, I think it's a little early in the game. What I usually would be is like do boosted posts, get a ton of volume, get your process down, get money in the bank, and then you guys can go to the more expensive ads because usually when you're doing DMs, like a DM might cost you 10 to 20 bucks. A boosted
Mhm.
post,
Correct.
$10, you're gonna get 5 followers. It's like you're getting $2 leads essentially. Now you do have to outreach to them because they're not coming straight to your DM. But the trade-off is again, it's more volume. And usually in the beginning of a business, it's like I want as much volume as I possibly can get
Mhm.
so I can make money. Either way, I think you're doing okay, but I think you need to do one of those two things. Either stick with what you're doing, but add a funnel. And the funnel just needs to be simple. Like opt in, get their email and phone number so you can follow up on the back end. Have a VSL where they can book a call, and then you still do your same DM. I just think it's a mistake to send people to DMs and get nothing. You're not getting the email, you're not getting their number, you're not sending them anywhere. Then to me, it's like, well, just do a boosted post. Because
Okay,
like if you do a boosted post, you're gonna get 5 times the volume, and then it's better than what you're currently doing. And if you get 5 times the volume, I don't see how you won't make more money. So I do one of the two things. Like doing DM ads without a link though doesn't make sense. It's like writing a straight to page ad, but it's like you just send them to your website. It's like that makes literally no sense. Like you need to send them somewhere to get their information.
understood. So let me
Yeah.
ask you this though, because
Yeah.
when it comes to boosted posts, do I just go to go to my Instagram feed and then just pick a random or pick a good performing post and then just boost that? It's not an ad, it's just a post that I
Yeah,
get.
yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, you can do it one of two ways. So like you can even run these in Facebook. Like you can go on Facebook and you can use an existing post. So
Mhm.
like if I let's just say I duplicated this, you can go in here and you can say, hey, use an existing post, and you can
Mhm.
pick a post that's already running, right? The other
Okay,
way,
got it.
that's one way to do it, right? So I could just go here, it's like, hey, boost this. The other
Mhm.
way is you can just go to let me go here. You just go to your Instagram and you can boost it this way. So like I could just go here and I could just go boost post and then boom. And then you just boost it and then there you go. And then all boost means is people are going to see this. And then when they see this picture, they click, they're going to come to your profile. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to show like a nudish picture. I don't know
No,
why.
of
You get the point, right? So it's like
course.
running a boost. Now, if you're not running, you're already running ads in the ads manager, so you're fine. But you can run it from the ads manager, or you can run it straight from your computer. Either way is fine. The computer is nice because, like, for some of my clients, they're brand new, they're beginners. I don't want them to run super, hard. Like, I would say ads manager is just a little bit higher complex because you're already doing it. You can just run it inside the ads manager. If you're
Mhm.
gonna run inside the ads manager, what I usually would do if we're just starting from scratch, let me discard this. Okay. So if you're running from scratch, sorry. Okay, if you're running from scratch, usually what I would do is like, yeah, like you do traffic and then you see
Mhm.
Instagram profile visits.
Mhm.
So when
Mhm.
you come to, let's just set this up real quick. Okay, so when you come in here, you just do Instagram or Facebook, and then it's profile visits. That's a boosted post. So all you're
Right.
trying to do is get them to click. They come to your profile, and then they either like, comment, or follow. If you get 10 to 20 cent profile views, that means that one or two out of every 10 people will like, comment, or follow, and then you're messaging all those people. Right. So Harry, just so you know, like this, prove this example, Harry was getting on. He says he's spending $7,000 getting 5,500 followers. That's crazy. So dude, it's like if you have 5,500 followers for 7 grand, like, do you think you could sell 5 people? Or like, it's like, yeah,
For sure, of course. Of
right. And
course. Of course.
that's why Harry's like got a 20x ROI, and he's like, yeah, like, what should I do? It's like, it's probably like do more, right? Because it's working. So you're actually in a good spot, but the way you and Samantha are running ads in the beginning is actually harder because you're like you guys are getting less leads. And then Samantha even said like her CPMs are through the roof. So you're getting less leads and your CPMs cost more. Your guys' issue, in my opinion, is just like get more volume. And you guys are early in your business. So why don't businesses do that at scale? So if you're like, well, Tanner, then why don't businesses do that forever? You get a spam block eventually. So if I'm
Right.
doing, let's say I'm getting 30,000 followers a month, I can't message everybody. So once I can't message everybody, they have to come to me. So if they come to me, what do? DM ads or straight to page ads? Where you guys are at in business, you're spending so little money. It's like, oh my gosh, you had to message 300 people. Wow, over 30 days, that's like 3 people a day. Like, oh my gosh, it's not that much, right?
Of
So
course.
you're in a good spot. What I would do if like I'm going to coach you like Samantha, easiest to hardest. What would be the easiest? Stick with the DMs, but set up a funnel if you can. If that's easy for you. If you're not very sure about funnels and stuff,
Mhm.
then just go straight to boosted post. Neither is really that hard, but I wouldn't run DM ads and not send a link because to me it's like just do a boosted post because at that point it's like all you're doing is DMing people. So it's like we'll just get more volume and DM more people. DM ad that you're not sending a link to. It's just like unless you just want to be lazy, like meaning like they're coming
No,
straight
no,
to
no.
you.
It's because my previous mentor, he that's all he taught me. So he never taught me how to do boosted posts, right? I tried
Okay.
boosted posts, but like I tried doing it, but there's no call. Like even in the fitness picture you showed us before of your V taper physique, like
Yeah.
there's no call to action in the actual boosted post. So why
No,
would
you,
I?
you you can do a call to action. Like just make it more specific. Like you
Okay,
could do like for example, you could just like when I'm doing those, sometimes what I like to do is just have copy. So it's
okay,
like I'm looking for 5 people who want to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month. as a remote setter.
Uh-huh.
DM me for more info or something.
Okay.
Like you just need to make it more like aggressive. Like you need to make a more
Okay.
aggressive CTA or like do a video like that. It's like, hey guys, like my life completely changed. I was making $3,000 a month. Now I'm making $10,000 a month doing this. If you're interested, just come to my profile and shoot me a DM with this word. Like you just gotta. It's like anything, bro. You just gotta test it. But
Mhm.
I wouldn't just post like a picture of my mom and then boost it. Like post a picture that has like some thought behind it, right? Like, and so to me, like you just need to have it. Like you have indirect and direct. Indirect is like um here's my favorite high protein meal recipes. Direct would be like, I'm looking for 5 people who want to lose 20 pounds in the next 2 weeks. DM me this if you're serious and willing to spend money. So you got like super indirect and then like a super direct on the spectrum. Just like make it more direct. Because like if you're just posting random stuff, you're like, yeah, like I boosted a picture of my dog. It's not working. It's like it's just too indirect. Like be more direct.
Okay. So if I have like a value post, can I boost like a value post? Like I posted, it's like someone asked me if I wanted a rewards
It just
card,
comes
right?
out, but dude, like it just comes down to the numbers. So like just like I showed you this,
Mhm.
what am I going to ask you? What are your KPIs? Are you getting 10 to 20 cents per profile view? Yes. Are you getting $1 to $2 per follower? Yes. Okay, then I don't care. If you're not, guess what that tells you? The ad sucks.
Got
So
it.
if you're like Tanner, this ad gets me $5 followers, like it fucking sucks. Change it.
Mhm.
That's it. That's why you have to have numbers because numbers takes all the emotion out of the game. Like I'll get people on here and they're like, "Yeah, I just feel like this." I'm like, "Who cares how you feel? It has nothing to do with business. Business is numbers." That's why I love business because if it wasn't numbers, dude, it would drive me fucking crazy. Like, because it's like it drives me crazy just like everyone else. But if you know what your numbers need to be, the numbers tell you the story. In Harry's case, like when he got on here, he's like, all his numbers were good. His cactus went up. And I was like, okay, well, like all your leading indicators are good though. So maybe your sales rate is lower. Maybe it's Q4, people are less willing to buy. Maybe he's just getting too many leads. So for example, if let's say your dating rate was sorry, I keep using this, but it's just easy. Let's
No,
say
you
your
get
dating rate was like 50%. My dating rate was 20%. Well, if I talk to 100 girls and I get 20 and you talk to 10 and get 5, I'm like, well, yeah, your percentage is higher, but I still got way more than you. Who cares? That's kind of what I was trying to say to Harry. Is like, it doesn't matter, dude. It's like your volume is so high, of course it's going to go down because he has more volume. So just knowing what your numbers need to be is how you stay in the game. And then all these questions you're asking is like, what would Tanner say? It's like, does it hit the KPI? No, change it. Does it hit the KPI? Yes, keep it. It's that simple. Like once you get that part down in business, it's easy because you're just looking at KPIs. Because otherwise, bro, especially when you build a team and all this stuff, people are just like going off hunches and all this stuff. And it's like, that's not a great way to run a business.
understood. I tried boosting posts with my last mentor. I no longer work with my last mentor. I just follow you. Like
Yeah,
I told,
but just try either one because like it does. I'm not even telling you like one's better than the other. I'm just telling you pros and cons. Boosted posts is more volume. The downside
Mhm.
is you got to reach out. The DMs is great. I don't mind you doing the DMs. The only thing I don't like is you're sending them to a DM, but then they don't have a link. And to me, that's a wasted opportunity because you're paying way more money. You're paying premium. You're paying 5 times more for the lead, but then you have nowhere to send them. So it's like I would just rather you get more volume if you're not going to send them anywhere. That's all I
Understood.
was saying. I think like you're totally fine to do that, but you're paying usually 10 to 20 bucks a lead versus boosted
Right.
posts like $2. So it's like,
Right.
well, the benefit is like they come straight to you and you can send them somewhere. If you're not doing that, then I just feel like you're wasting your money. I don't know why the Zoom camera does that, by the way.
There
Sorry.
you go. You're
It's like
good.
it zooms in and
I, I
out.
I just wanted to say that I tried doing it. I got 10 cents per profile view, but
Yeah.
I didn't get $2 per follower. Does that mean the creative sucks, or does that mean that I need to let it run for 72 hours for Facebook to optimize?
No, I mean, usually, like, what was your cost per follower?
It was like $8.
Yeah, I would change the creative. I'm not sure like why you're getting so many profile views though. And but they're not following.
Mhm.
That might just like it could also just be the overall content on your page because that seems like
Mhm.
they're clicking, but then they're not sticking.
Probably because I
Uh,
fucked up the targeting with that last audience I ran into.
yeah, it could be, but like either way, like $8 is too high. So you have to be asking, like to me, it's like, okay, what can you change? You can't make them click a button.
Mhm.
So to me, it's like the only thing you could change is like what can you control? You could control the content on your page. So
Mhm.
I don't like if I go look at Harry's page like we saw earlier, it's like all fitness stuff. I don't know if like you have weird stuff on your page, so they're like, yeah, this is not it. Or it's the actual ad itself. Right? They're
Okay.
clicking, but then for whatever reason, it seems like after they're clicking, they're not sticking. So like my hunch would be it's probably the content of your page or your profile is not optimized. So if we go
Mhm.
to it, let's actually pull it up. What's your thing?
A Spence stop primer.
Okay, dot. Okay. Yeah, so let's check this out. Yeah, so this doesn't seem bad. I think this here needs to be a lot better.
Okay.
Like this doesn't tell me like really anything about what you do.
Okay.
So let's do this. So I help corporate professionals make 60K a year without starting a business. Okay. Um, like first of all, is this promise even good enough? Like when I hear that, I'm just kind of like, okay, like is that impressive to most people?
Um,
Like usually it's got to be something impressive. So like, I help corporate professionals make $100,000 dollars a year without going into the office. But $60,000 a year, it's like I feel like most people would be like, well, if I already make $60,000 a year, I don't think they really will care. That's not like
okay.
that good of a promise to start.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like the first thing, like I'm just gonna give you a framework. We don't have to do it on
Yeah.
this call, but like find a better promise if you can. Okay. The next thing is like better mechanism. You don't have any mechanism. So like what I mean by mechanism is you're like verifiable reviews, no fluff. That doesn't fucking tell me anything. So for example, like what I say right now in my profiles, I help biz owners book 72%, or no, what do I say right now? Let's go to mine. Um, okay, so look at the difference between mine and yours. Okay.
Mhm.
I help biz owners implement the E360 system that got me to 2 million a month. Okay, so my promise is way better than yours. Then underneath it, so this is what I help with. Yours is like I help people make 60K a year. So, I think mine's better. Then
Mhm.
you look at like what's your proof? This to me is better proof, like variable by reviews and no fluff. It's like okay. Like even here, like let me back up. This here could be your mechanism. I help corporate professionals make $100,000 a year without going into the office. It's kind of like what I'm saying. I help
Of
business owners
course.
implement the E360 system in here. Then I show
Mhm.
proof, and then I have a CTA. So you put follow me, and I'll show you how. I'd say DM me.
Mhm.
So this, I'd be like DM me, like fire, whatever,
Mhm.
something like this, because you want combos. Okay. And then this here needs to be better. Like variable by reviews and no fluff is weak. Like you need to have something like what's your credibility? I've worked with this many clients. I've made this much money. I've done this. I've done that. Like
10, maybe 10K a month of remote setter by age 19. Does that work?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Okay.
just something that shows expertise. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
if I say like if I like when I was in fitness, I'd be like former Division 1 football player because that's like more that's proof. But if you're just saying like oh, great reviews, no fluff. Like everyone says that, bro. It's like a trainer. It's like, yeah, like I'll give you like a custom workout program. Like, who cares?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Dude, you taught me everything I know. Like, I let go of my last mentor because of everything you taught me. And I watch your
Hey,
YouTube
man.
videos. I talked to my parents about you. Like, you helped me a ton, man. I'm super grateful for you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
You bet, bro. But don't, yeah. I was gonna try to make a joke, but never mind. But I appreciate it, man. I'm glad I was able to help in a small way, and like you're putting in work, so that's really good to hear. But yeah, go do one of those two things. Change your bio, and then like we kind of went over. As long as you know what the numbers need to be, if you're not hitting them, you need to change something. So even if you don't know what to change, just use your best deduction. Like so, me, you said I have $8 cost per follow. Okay, so I would first like the things I'm looking at is like, what does your bio say? So we looked at that. I didn't like it. What does your content say? Okay. And then what is the actual ad itself? Now, the reason I say like your content and bio first is because they're clicking, but they're not sticking. So the ad seems to be working, but they're not staying. So there seems to be a disconnection usually. That usually it's like, that's the same thing. Like if you're getting a lot of clicks to a landing page, but they're not opting in, same
Mhm.
thing.
Got
But
it.
again, like if you test it, like you could be like, well, I'm just going to test different ads. And let's say you test different ads and the cost per follow drops. Like, well, there you go. It doesn't really the key of the game is like just try to identify the bottleneck and then test because I can tell you guys to do 10 different things, but end of the day, the data is going to tell you. So it's like if you do something against what I say, but it works, who cares? Now, obviously, I try to tell you guys what most likely will work because it's like, okay, well, if this number is out of KPI, this is probably what the issue is. But it's only one of the two things. It's either your bio and the content on your page or it's the ad itself. So then like change it right? And then if that number comes down, good. If the number does not come down and you've tried it multiple times, then you might need to try a different strategy, aka like the DMs. I'm not against the DMs, they're working, but I don't like that you're not getting their info. If you're going to do a DM ad, I'd like you to get a link where you get their email or their phone number so you can follow up.
Understood.
Yeah.
I'm just a little starstruck by talking to you one-on-one because I've been watching your content, your positioning and your marketing is off the charts, man. I don't get nervous too, because when I talk to females, like you always bring up the female example. So I appreciate you, Tanner. Thank you so much, man.
Worries, bro. Well, dude,
I actually
go ahead.
I actually want to tell you something. All right.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know. Don't get offended. All right. But
Go for it.
basically, I had to start a Wyoming LLC because I just wanted to
Some of
structure
the
my
funded,
company
all right,
without
but
paying,
basically, go ahead.
without paying taxes. And I named it Spencer, and then I named it Tanner Holdings Group LLC because of how much you've taught me, man. Like you helped me bring my company back to life.
Oh, dude, I'm really well. Like I said, I'm glad to hear that, bro. And I wish you luck with everything. And yeah, I'm glad I could play a little part in it, dude. To be quite honest,
Thank you.
it's like
And
great.
not a little part. You're minimizing your contribution, man. But I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
I appreciate it, man. Cool. Well,
Thank you.
guys, thanks for being here. Anyone who's watching, if you guys want to see more of this stuff, just like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys.